What's up, y'all, and welcome back to none other than Prince of Fresh podcast. This is the CarefreeBlackNerd, Bel-Air, Will Smith, Peacock review of the reimagining multiversal expanding series, season 2, getting right into it. I am your co-host, Rhayne Coleman, the Carefree Blerd, and I have with me somebody who, if this is your first time watching, then I'll give you a pass. But if not, you should know who this is. What's up, man? Who is
What's
on
up, man? What's up? I'm Cole Jackson, the co-host. I'm okay. I'm guilty. I'm the one that hooked up Phil and Erica. I'm sorry.
What
It's
the
all
fuck?
my fault. She was looking good at the Freaknik, so I had to.
Oh,
So if you see us on the documentary,
yo,
that was my fault.
Freaknik is in continuity with Bel-Air. Okay, that feels good. That
Sorry,
feels good.
Vivian. I know y'all was lying sisters, but
And best friends. What do
you
you mean?
know, Phil seen in them Daisy Dukes, and I had to hook him up.
Hey, it was cotton candy sweet as gold, So, hey, I I don't know, man. I don't know. This was an interesting episode. I think this is going to make for an interesting episode of this podcast. Um,
Mm.
let's hit them with the general thoughts. What's on your mind?
Good episode until the end.
Okay. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I agree. I think this one I actually had fun watching. Throughout
Mhm.
all the ups and downs, the mess, the drama, even my complaints are more or less complaints that you would generally have about story, not like, oh, they did this so terrible. It was like, damn, I can't believe so and so did this. So
Yeah.
I agree. I enjoyed this episode in a way that I feel like I should have been enjoying the last few. So
Yeah, it felt like an episode that was moving us into the final stretch of the season. So
yeah, yeah. And I don't want to harp too much on the mistakes of the past, but I do think that this was a better. This felt good. This felt good. This felt like
yeah.
especially with one doctor in particular, because I was like, finally, I feel like some shit is finally, but whatever. I digress.
Oh, we'll get to it.
Oh,
We'll
for
get
sure.
to it.
Yeah, we'll get to that and his doppelganger. So, because I know you saw that, them niggas are the same person.
Like he was the freshest of the week with that jacket.
Oh well, yeah. Okay, well, go just. All right, so Cole,
Yes.
this being so close to the end, we getting down to the nitty gritty, the fighting for who is the bestest, who is the freshest of the week this week.
This week, the freshest of the week is it's Will. Will's jacket game. He won because of his jacket game. Now, the only reason why I couldn't give it to Hillary because I was close, but she only had one outfit. And Will had these two jackets on. Like he had this it's called an Ice Cream Dynamic Duo denim jacket.
Okay.
It was early in the show. It was very, very, very dope. You can actually get that in Nordstrom's for $149.99.
Oh, not
I actually have
bad.
that listed. And he had this. I don't know if you I think a lot of people might have thought that there was a jacket from school. When he was at school, he had this patch. It was called a Scotch and Soda Jacquard patchwork shirt jacket. That shit was fire.
Yeah.
I love that jacket.
And is this not the second or third time that brand has been? I feel like that brand. You said Jacquard?
Yeah, JACQUARD Jacquard.
Okay,
Patchwork shirt jacket.
Yeah, okay.
But those two, that alone, man, those two were like that was the standout. Like I said, I wanted to give it to Hillary because I thought the outfit she wore to her ex's house,
yeah, sure,
very nice. She looked unbelievable. But
No, she
Go
killed
ahead.
it this episode. I agree. I think,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
she looked amazing. But I had to give it to I had to give it to Will. He had multiple outfits on, and I thought that both of those jackets was fire. So that's what pushed it over the edge for me.
That's wild. Because I'm thinking about it. We so close to the end. Him and Jazz are the only ones who've had a repeat in Freshest of
Yeah.
the Week. I'm trying to see who winning the season. Cause
Well, I think he won also because Jazz didn't show up this episode yet
yeah,
again, which I
yeah.
really wanted to see him. But
The
hey,
votes was
Will
rigged.
got it.
The votes was rigged. Y'all let us know. Use the hashtag POF pod. Is the votes
I don't
rigged?
know. Vivian's been looking nice too, but
Mm-hmm.
I thought those two jackets he had on I thought they was heat, so I had to go with
Yeah.
those.
Definitely gonna have to look up the costume designer for this. Because I've been looking a lot into like different videos online with like what does the Winx Club like just people who take different shows and they're like looking at the different styling and that I want to know if there's one person doing the styling for everybody or if there's like a team of people. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. Will.
Also, I have a little bit of a tidbit for you as well.
Oh,
So, hold on.
I'm listening.
So I was on TikTok, and did you know Cassandra Freeman, who plays Aunt Viv,
Mhm.
actually does art? She posted some of her
Mm.
art on TikTok, and
Hey,
she's really good.
I say with it. This what you hey lean into it. I'm gonna have to follow her then. I
Yeah,
did.
when you get an opportunity, there's a TikTok on there of her actually making a painting. Very nice. It's fire. Hers is Cassie Freestyle on TikTok.
Can't see freestyle, y'all. That'll be in the show notes, y'all. Can't see freestyle. Cause yeah, would definitely this is marketing done right. Like she
Mhm.
has a foot. She better. Cassie Freeman, don't waste this. Jump on it, cause there ain't no way.
Let me
Mm,
tell you. Let me tell you,
there you go.
Aunt Viv, bl- she is a close second. She is second to Carlton on this show this season for favorite character. Go when she went to go talk to Erica
Mm-hmm.
and she spilt all of the hot tea.
Yeah.
I said, drag her, drag her.
I loved it. I think their chemistry is like if Bel-Air ended today, I would want Ollie and Cassandra in something together.
Yeah,
Like, ain't no way. That car scene, I was like, this nigga lying, but like they both
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
ah, okay, so let's go ahead and hit up this episode. So this episode is Pursuit of Happiness, is season 2, episode 8. Will discovers the truth about his teammate's absence, making him question his future. Carlton spirals out of control.
That is not really what I got from this episode. Who does the synopsis?
I think Ashley. It was like here.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, Alpha or Omega?
Alpha.
Oh,
Like you in Chicago, write these up for us. But yeah,
she's
it
the
gotta be.
president, though.
Yeah, she is. She is. Until mm, so um okay, so let's get right into it. So we do the recap and we know what's coming because they show the silent white girl. And this is the funniest shit in the world to me because you know how TV works. Like when the extras don't speak, it's so that they don't either get paid as much, some kind of way. Like when you got a line, you get paid more. But the fact that this girl been lurking around all this time, and I knew she was coming back clearly, but with her
Shout out to
little
Lisa's Asian friend.
oh, bruh, yeah, that white girl gonna be missing after this episode. You know how they do with these side characters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, so she show up and they talking and we get the little flashback and Vivian is like, hey, you know what it is when you a grown woman with a dream for little black girls and little white girls that have the same black teacher, Miss Hughes. I drink, yeah. So all that happened. So we open up on breakfast. And I do like this though, that Vivian is dealing with the last episode where she's giving an iOS press release, running it by her family. How do you feel about this? Pretty much standing up for herself, saying, though I'm going to apologize, I'm standing in my shit. I think y'all got some messed up values. I like this kitchen scene. I enjoyed it. I know you ain't a fan of Ashley, but I feel like this is the most
What?
appropriate.
Wait.
You don't like her.
No, she doesn't exist in my world. That's what that
She's the
is. It's
ghost.
not has that anything to do with me not liking her.
Okay.
She doesn't exist. She just pops up with her rainbow sweater and just like, hey, you should
Hey,
fight for what you believe in, mom.
that's sometimes
And
all
I'm
you
going up
need.
the steps.
Because this family matters. But yeah, so all that little confusion. Will's like, fine, stand up for your rights. She had the radical crew. She
Yeah.
had the family members that's gonna be like, we ride at dawn. So
Yeah, the woke militant people in the family.
no, truly, all three of them. I was like, bro, what this strategic ass fucking meeting? But Phil walks in and then Will, petty ass, I gotta leave now, girl.
Wait, okay. Can
Yeah,
I need to interject real quick because
come on.
I know we're about to get to the part where him and Carlton can't be in the same room.
Yeah.
Was that confusing for you? Because I
Very much so.
literally had to go back to the last episode
Yeah, him
and
and
I
Carlton.
still didn't. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm like, so he's mad at.
Hey, we could talk about it. We could talk about it because that. Okay, so I feel like I feel like the whole opening was really good. I feel like it was a strong opening. We came in hot off of the end of last episode.
Yeah,
I do like that Vivian's like it's setting it up for her to be, if not the main character of this episode, we know we're going to follow her. I think the one who needed to apologize was Phil. Only because remember we mentioned every grown man keeps trying to fight this boy, and that's is not what he said. I think is how he came at Will. Because I
yeah,
know kids can be frustrating. Here, I was a teenager once, but when you already are on thin ice, not that you did anything wrong, but just with your relationship with this boy, you can't yell at somebody into understanding you. You can't yell at somebody and then make them, oh, now I see it from your point of view. So
right.
I was like, all right, if anybody going to apologize, it should be Phil. And I do like the way he handled it. Like, look, just come to me when you want my help. I'm not going to insert myself. That now listen, it still
No,
felt kind of petty.
I'm going. I'm waiting my turn to talk. I'm waiting.
It still felt kind of petty. But I feel like if there was going to be an apology, it should have come from Phil. And then, like, regardless, when we move into the Carlton portion of it,
Oh wait, hold on. Let me
okay,
let me interject with the. Let me give you
okay.
my opinion about the Phil stuff, just real quick. That felt telegraphed when that happened. The
Mm-hmm.
first time I watched that scene, I was like, "Oh, he's like, I'm gonna give you the freedom to do what you want to, and I'll just support you, and then you can just tell me when you need my help." And I was like, so I literally said at that moment, I was like, he's gonna need his help at the end of the episode.
Oh yeah, they said that conversation should have happened last episode. Give us more time in between, or even episode before, so that you could see him excelling at making his own decisions.
Right.
And then, but yeah, I knew that was coming too.
Yeah,
Ain't
they
no
set that up so raggedy. I was like, hey guys, like, do better.
hey, we all in this room together. Let's get all these story beats out right.
Yeah.
No, but okay. So, how do you feel about specifically right here? Don't move too far in the head.
I
But
got you.
did you like Phil? I know he ain't your favorite character, but did this feel like it was all right?
Not really, because you was about to you tried to throw hands with him the last episode, and now y'all just like, you know what, nephew? I'll just give you some freedom. Like you literally was about to fight him
Hey,
in the living room.
look, he said, I know I was going to try to jump on your head, but I'll be there for your game
Yeah,
tonight.
he was like, no, let the boy say what he got to say. Like I felt like it felt very baby boyish. Like it felt like he was gonna hit him through the glass table.
Hey, face through the concrete wall. I'm gonna see you back with your mama, boy.
Right, Jody, Jody. Like that's what it felt like. He said, if we was at my law firm, I'd make you fix it.
Fuck you. No, but you're right. You're not wrong.
Like, he was about to fight him.
Yeah, he's gonna whoop that motherfucker ass. Which is good on Phil for like the acting portion of that, but yeah, I'm like, didn't all this happen last night? Like not even 12 hours ago. Like, whoa, okay. And then I know you don't think Ashley exists, but I'm like, how strange is it to be in her position? You living with all these crazy ass people. Ashley is the most normal. That's why she don't get no screen time because she's normal as fuck.
Right.
Drug addict, or I don't say drug addict. That's harsh. But Carlton dealing with his demons. Will is fucking selfish as hell and fucking self-centered, and then the daddy is crazy.
Shout out to the team, the Bel-Air team on Twitter too. They had a bit of a I guess PSA before the show dropped, where they talked about how this is going to deal heavy with addiction. And I was like, they had Ali, Cassandra, and Jabari, all of them just talking about like this episode is going to be pretty deep because it's going to deal with addiction. So, and then that was like, if you know anybody dealing with addiction, you know, you can always talk to somebody, so on and so forth. So the Bel-Air team actually got ahead of that before the show.
I think the beautiful thing about telling stories like this and stories like Carlton's is hopefully the audience gets to leave with a message.
You know, I use the drugs to cope with it.
It's the beginning of Carlton's journey to being clean and redemption.
He's now in a position where he feels ashamed. It's really taking a toll on him, and he wants to come clean. And it is the hardest thing to be vulnerable.
To admit something that heavy gives permission for other people to be like, oh, well, that's me too.
There's peace in that, and that's the only way you will be free. And you're not alone. It's liberating. And it's the only way you'll be able to heal.
If you're struggling with substance abuse, find a community that you can lean on. A community of supporters who will pour love into you and hold you accountable. And just remember that you're not alone.
Gotcha.
And I thought that was like, I guess I was all thing Bel-Air media this week because I was just on TikTok and I guess I don't know, Cassandra Freeman stuff just popped up, and I was like, she can really paint, like she can actually, she's actually an artist. And then I seen it kind of carried on to the Bel-Air PSA, which it didn't even look corny. They was talking like regular people, like, hey man, like this episode is gonna really deal with addiction, so you guys just be ready, and you know it's always somebody to talk to and so on and so forth. So I like that.
Not your boy. That algorithm. What he need. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. If I can find a clip of that, I'll actually put it into the into this episode. So those of you watching it, you'll be able to see the PSA. But that's good. I'm glad because we don't have cable in the way that we had before, where you could just do that right before the episode, which they probably still could. But if you know the larger reach is social media, I think that's smart. That's smart because it probably even got some people interested in watching who maybe weren't interested in the show. So I think that's a good little. And
I think that this episode was probably going to be a lot very triggering for a lot of people too. So
yeah, I can imagine. Oh, that's crazy. That's dope. Good on y'all, Bel-Air. Good on y'all. Now let us host a reunion. So
please. Well, I guess we can't. We won't be able to talk bad about people though if we hosted the reunion.
So I'm like, you know what, Phil? You want to fight a kid?
Oh, he gonna whoop my ass. You the motherfucker that you talking all that shit. It was like, hey, are you British?
In there, distract this nigga. No.
I'm gonna be like, that's not me. That's the other dude.
Right.
That's him.
That's the light skinned one.
That's that him. One. It's that one right there. I'm like, sir, do I look like the type of guy that would?
Oh, colorism. Okay, I see what we playing.
My color ain't got nothing to do with that. It's the glasses. Oh, you wear glasses too? Damn, I can't use that excuse. Sir, I am a weakling.
Y'all got the same build. This nigga built like Uncle Phil talking about I'm a weakling. You gonna take that personally. So Carlton comes in the room and Will says, now I really gotta go. Okay, girl, leave. What the fuck are you talking about? So I wanna talk about this, and I want to jump ahead specifically to the scene where they're at the locker, not all the other shit, but when they're at the locker. So Carlton comes in, he's like, oh, I really gotta go, leaves. Vivian's like, is it too much to get two reconciliations? He was like, yes. And now, so we know that they bumping heads again. Then let's fast forward to them at the locker.
I literally, I literally watched. I said, when I seen that scene, I stopped
Mhm.
the episode. I said, I'm confused. I
Mhm.
watched the previous episode.
Mm-hmm.
None of this make. I mean, he's upset because Carlton blamed him for the video, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he knows that Drew dropped the video. But nobody else knows that Drew dropped the
Yeah, he knows.
video.
Yeah. Okay. So
So what do you? I wrote in my notes. Do they want us to like Will this season?
they
Because
don't.
I can't stand that nigga.
They don't.
Can't stand the man. I can't stand. He is annoying. He is annoying as shit.
Yeah.
He's a hater. He has no sounds very Lisa to me. Got no loyalty to nobody for real. And then he's mad at Carlton for something that Carlton didn't even know until you just talk.
So
I
that's
digress. Sorry.
that's no. That's where my issue comes in because I'm like, if you know about Drew, I get being mad that Carlton accused you, but if we're looking strictly at facts, which they're kids, so maybe you're not. You're the only one who comes out on top with that video being released. But let's forget about logic. You and him have been going back and forth. Well, season 1 at least. You screwed him over at the protest, which for me is more severe than him accusing you of releasing a video, which you can yourself let him know. I'm lost for words. You can correct it. You can let him know who actually did it. Like, you have that knowledge. So to be like, yeah, I'd be offended. Like, nigga, you think I did that? I would also be like, it was Drew. You could have just. So I feel like they're acting like this show is week to week, but that we can't watch the last episode. You don't get a whole week in the 90s where I forget the details and then I just take whatever you give me on the previously on. I can watch this episode multiple times before the new one. There's no reason for Will to be mad at Carlton. There's none.
The only thing is the accusation part of it, but he knows the truth. Like I just, that's why I hate convenient writing, because they make it to where like simple conversations can be had, and then when he's just like, hey, Will, I apologize. The apology don't mean shit, man, dude. I will square up with you. We throwing hands now.
We've seen, if we keeping it 100, Carlton is the only one who's been fighting in this damn show. He the only one who been throwing some hands. So, Will, you can talk all that shit, but like, I don't know. Carlton climbed on top of Drew and whooped his ass. So I don't know what
that was horrible. That was horrible. And I was like, wait, so, and then you told Carlton that for your selfish reasons, because for some strange reason, you're still pawning over Lisa. You still want her. And
yeah, he's terrible. He is really the villain.
She's terrible too.
Okay, yeah, that's fine, but she's not the main character either. She's not the central focus. He is terrible. So I'm with you. It was entirely selfish. Even him to be like, oh, well, if I tell her, I'm going to sound like a hater.
You've been hating all season, nigga. What you talking about?
Well, of course you sound like a hater. You are
hating. You've been hating, brother.
When Carlton reached out, I was just like, I get the anger and frustration. I promise you I do. I don't get it to that degree. But if you already know Phil asked you, watch out for him, and you dropped the ball already, yes, you mad, but you're mad. Like, if you accuse me of lying, but you know I did not lie, I could be mad. But you said, oh, I know you didn't lie. It was a misunderstanding. It was actually, I don't know.
And it's not like Carlton has done a ton of stuff to you this season for you to have this whole competition thing. And then it's just like, well, then you sit in just like, well, Uncle Phil didn't want me to do it because he thought it was a Carlton thing. But you still mad at Carlton? Like,
Carlton did nothing.
See, here's the thing, man. They want us to give us this believability because they're in high school. But Will was out on his own in the streets of fucking LA. Nigga, what you saying?
Everything you mad at is your own fault. You let Doc talk you into keeping this scholarship foundation thing that had nothing to do with you. There is not only one scholarship in the world. If you truly felt like this is something that you wanted, then you need to apply your ass in class because you ain't been to class.
And
You've
Doc's
been.
oh, so I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Doc's not. He hasn't been very manipulative like a lot of villains in shows are. Like I could see if he was manipulating the situation a whole lot differently. Doc is stupid. He's the dumbest villain I've seen in a while.
I don't know.
Shit.
Yeah, but everything is Will. Will has done this. You took the banner and held that with your fist held high. Even when you got suspended for a week, you still got into Ezekiel's basketball academy. Like everything has been working out in your favor, and you've been doing what's best for you. You have not been looking out for Carlton, and that's what's really pissing me off because in the first season, y'all had this head-to-head, and we ultimately came to y'all being good and better together. And now you moved in with Jazz for a weekend or maybe 3 months, I don't know. And like now you a whole nother person. I don't know. You don't get to be upset that,
especially when you know the real and you understand that he doesn't know the real.
And also you going after shit that you know is his. Like not okay, let me clear this up. Not saying that I don't feel like Will should just back out because if you're nominated, sure. But with how convoluted the dang selection process was, but let's just act like it was streamlined and he had the credits or whatever to get this scholarship, then that's fine. But you have to really sit back and look at if I am qualified enough for this scholarship, this one that my cousin has been talking about for ages, then I must qualify for others. This ain't the only scholarship available in the world. If I'm really serious about my work and my academics, then why am I not working with, like, even with Lisa? Say what you want about her. They've established she's a tutor. She helped this nigga learn how to swim. Like, why are you not checking your resources to see what else is available to you? Because even if, let's say we blame it on Doc. Doc never said, you better keep that goddamn scholarship because that shit look good. Doc don't know what the fuck that is. So, like,
you got nominated off the fact of they don't like your cousin.
That right there.
And you know that.
Jinx. You know that shit, nigga. You know that. Because who else is looking out for you? Honestly. And I'm not even shading Lisa, but like you don't have the connection with Lisa that you do with Carlton. Yes, you're at Bel-Air and that looks good on its own, but like despite him, you got this despite him. You know how them people feel about him. I just feel like you ain't pulling your weight and doing your job as a family member. You're just not doing it.
And you know what he's dealing with medical wise, like his anxiety situation. Like you literally, I'm trying to look out for you, man. I know what's going on. So it's just like, are you super like? Again, they're not making Will, and maybe they're not supposed to make Will a super likable character, but he's not a likable character this season.
I think they think he's likable. I think they think that he is, and he's not. Because there's no way you do all this stuff, and because a lot of this was unnecessary. Like, if you took out the scholarship stuff and replaced it with specifically basketball stuff, and more or less him trying to figure out, well, do I leave Bel-Air because I'm the star here, but they're not great, or do I go to Ezekiel where I'm not the star, but I have to work to be the star? You know what I'm saying? Like that would have been a much better arc for him. So ain't no way this nigga is not. He not like Right.
And I get it. I know they're in high school, but some of the decisions that he's made,
season 1 was good.
Very adult. Yeah, like I don't know, man. So yeah, I wrote that in my notes. I was like, he's not very likable this season, and maybe that's on purpose.
I don't think so. I think they think he's likable because he's not getting his comeuppance. You know what I'm saying? Like if him trusting Doc blows up in his face, that's bad, but that's something totally separate from Carlton and them. So I don't know. I think
they haven't established Doc being a good manipulator. Like that's where that's where I got the hang up at. Doc's not really the only reason why you're doing this is because Doc is a street nigga. Well, quote unquote a street nigga. I will whoop Doc's ass. Oh, he ain't from those streets, man. I just but I'm scared Uncle Phil.
Oh shit.
It's like they haven't given me enough for Doc to be a relatable character to Will. You get what I'm saying? Like Doc's just like I've been out in these streets and raising on my own and all this other stuff. And Will's kind of just like, yeah, it's just been me and my mom, and like I got saved from jail and stuff like that. He was like, oh, for real? Yeah, Doc, I trust you. I'm like, how did you get his trust? How did he earn your trust so fast? Because you play because he coaches you? He's not even a good coach.
Yeah, no. All you do is cuss in the locker room.
Okay, so I'm not the only person. Let me just put this real quick to the side. Let's go ahead. Let me just say this real quick.
Go ahead.
Horrible coach.
Yeah.
The other coach was like, what we're gonna do is we're gonna play this D and we're gonna switch up. And the dude, hey, they can't come in our house. I'm like, bro, you ain't gonna run no plays. You ain't gonna.
This is Ezekiel house.
So how is it that you're such a? That's what I'm saying. Like they don't even make him believable as a coach or this revered dude. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if it's the actor. I don't know if it's the writing. I don't know what it is, but like he ain't good at this shit. Like he if my coach come in and be like, we gonna whoop their ass and motherfucker, I'm like, hey, yeah, coach, I get it. What plays are we running? Like,
and we're not down bad where we need this pep talk. The game just started.
Well, anytime you have I don't want a scene where one coach is coaching and the other coach is like, all right, Bella, you know what to do. No, he don't. All y'all niggas do is run. Like at least even in Coach Carter, one of my favorite basketball movies, Coach Carter. Even Coach Carter was running some plays. Luann, you know what I'm saying? Like this nigga just like y'all motherfuckers better know what the fuck. This is not rap, sir.
No,
this is basketball.
He's in New Jack City.
Like he clearly G Money,
bro.
What the fuck? We beat the motherfuckers. Like, yeah, like so they were just running off their talent. Like, why is this dude why do people respect him?
Because he built himself up.
Where's Bill Bellamy?
Nothing.
Bring him back. That's what I like.
Fuck that. He's a terrible dad. He gonna be worse. Don't play.
I'm just saying, y'all couldn't find nobody else to do this role that actually. And you're gonna hate me for saying this.
Oh shit!
They could have got Dwayne Martin to play the coach. At least he has a hooping background. Dwayne Martin used to play ball. He played pro ball.
Ain't no way he can't be the villain. He can't be the doc. He
needs somebody, man.
No, but I think the issue is with you having another coach who's actually doing the work. Just combine those two characters. You can still give me the whoop they ass if you also give me the Luann.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like Will out there coaching. Will's like, okay,
yes.
Like,
and that pissed me. I was like, no, okay, maybe it's me because I'm not a sports guy, but I'm like, I don't feel like you've established Will's talent enough to be telling niggas.
This is first game starting,
and this man listening to him like, yes, that sounds delicious. Thank you for that. Nigga, get out my face, West Philly. Who cares?
This dude was literally riding the bench. His first game starting. He's like, all right, I need you to press. And the coach is over there just like, coach over there making his fucking album. He over there making his debut album.
But this is why I say they have Will. There's no way they think Will is the bad guy because you have him set up like he's this all-American dude who can do no wrong. He's so great at these sports and like, yeah, no. I'm 98.3% sure that they think Will is the good guy. You're the villain. Get away from here, skinny mini. You got all these other niggas out here.
Oh, wow. You really told them, Rhayne.
I sure did. Darn it. I've been watching Riverdale and they back in the 50s. Gee golly. No. But yeah, I just like, bro, Will's move. We have not even established through like plays at practice that Will, like everybody been shitting on him and all y'all been doing is exercising. You're not showing me that his talent is just so it's like I'm just taking what you're giving me because this is what the show says. You're not showing me that he's so great. I'm like, you just got a jersey. I had mine. So
well, I mean, you could kind of say the party from last episode where they kind of bonded over food and all this, maybe that helped. I'm just saying maybe that helped. I didn't say that should completely convince you, but It might have helped them to be like, Bel-Air's all right. Will's all right. Why you wear the number 14? That's because that's how old Lisa's son, not Lisa.
Jackie's kid.
Fucked up the joke. That's how old Jackie's son is.
And I'm his goddaddy.
A stepdaddy.
Yeah, that too. Bro, I was like, I was born at 4:14. Girl, shut the fuck up. No, you wasn't.
Coach Doc should have been and praised this as the villain.
I hate this. I hate everything about this. Okay, since we already owned the game, can we talk about this is where it lost it for me. Phil and Jeffrey getting ready to fight the parents of the. I was like, this.
First of all, if them niggas from, I only know a few people from Compton, but them people from Compton would have whooped their ass, or they would have squared up with them. Now I know Jeffrey is super spy. I know he's young Luther.
He don't. You can't. He just look like he dressed nice to a motherfucker that don't know him. So,
but somebody from Compton would have met them outside. They wouldn't have seen what Doc was doing. They would have met them outside and was like, "Hey, y'all were talking in there. What's up?" And Phil ain't finna do nothing. That dude,
that's what I thought. Girl, you didn't think nothing.
Well, first of all, when you throw your hands up like that kind of means like what you gonna do.
I don't care.
See, they got these signals crossed. If Vivian would have been there, she would have took her shoes off. That's how black she is. She's the blackest person on the show.
Yeah.
I love Vivian. Vivian is black.
Her and Doc.
Everybody else.
Can you imagine if Doc was Uncle Phil?
I've been raising her since she was. My sister had it at that very early age, and all this.
Oh God, she came out at 11 years old.
I really want to be like, why is Doc betting his dad on games? Because that is his father,
bro. It is.
But he had a cool ass jacket on. That jacket was cool.
Yeah. So Doc shops at Missy Elliott Weekly. So Carlton, Phil and Jeffrey, I also didn't like because I'm okay. Let's talk about Jeffrey and Francis or whatever his son name is. I am so Frederick. Yeah, heck. Whatever. Does it matter?
You mean the son that he hadn't had a DNA test on yet?
No, the son that looks just like him. So what I want to know is. It feels weird because, like, Jeffrey's like, okay, I didn't have my head on straight. I'm back in the game, coach. I'm just like, girl, fuck them kids and fuck you too. Like, I don't give a damn about this, nigga. Jeffrey feels weird. Like, what has him and Phil been through that has you so devoted? Like, okay, you got me to see my son. Okay, cool.
Oh, I know what they did. They killed his homeboy. They killed his homeboy to get the controlling percentage of the firm.
Yes. Derek did die an untimely death. It was after they airbrushed that picture of them. So
this shit was terrible.
It looked just like them though.
Said, who did this photo, this terrible photo version of Photoshop? Who did Microsoft Photoshop on that picture?
That was Paint. That was not Canva. That was Paint. I was like, what school is this? Was it supposed to be Morehouse? What is these burgundy robes? What is it? But I don't know.
It was that Freaknik.
Yes.
They took that picture of Freaknik.
No, truly. Because, like, I looked at that picture. I was like, what the fuck is this? That was an AI photo.
Oh, good. They took that picture of Freaknik.
Bruh.
Phil, I want to talk to her over there.
Bro, fuck you. You are a terrible person.
Does my suit look good?
I'm not doing this. That is terrible. That man is trying. And he was reading Phil for Phil. Drag him. But don't play with JC Penney.
Oh.
He stood up for himself.
I wonder if this is in the Best Man universe where they was with the schools.
You know it is. They all went to the same school. They actually, before this episode aired, they were watching Unfinished Business on the big screen in the basement. So same universe and Holiday Heart. So they are talking. Now, this is what I'm going to say that Jeffrey useless? Not really, but they almost get into it with the guys from Compton. Then they walk out of the game, and then they see Doc arguing with somebody, his dad, and then Jeffrey's like, "Oh, I'll look into this." Girl, why weren't you looking into him already when we realized he was trying to take 18%? Like, why were we not already looking into this man?
But there was I think they established that they were supposed to.
Jeffrey is slacking. I hope he ain't got no more kids because he's not doing his job. Get Francis out of here.
He does. It's Shelby's daughter.
That's right.
There's another twist. It's not Terrence Howard.
Yeah.
It's Shelby's daughter. That's how we get the universes to go together.
That is his, because she looked just like him too.
Yeah.
They look exactly alike. God,
just like him. Accent and all.
Same facial structure, complexion even. So, yeah, I'll look into it. Okay. What else are you going to do? The fuck? So, I guess for me, my thing is, what was the point? Was it just to bring the son in because the son was in the original series? Because it doesn't feel like I hate to say this, but unless Frederick
returns,
or runs into some trouble where he got
or joins a gang, a London gang,
I don't see the point.
I think a lot of people are probably going to look at me very sideways and probably look at me like I'm an asshole when I say this, but we didn't need Frederick. Not this season. We needed. I'm gonna say this, and I've been saying it consistently for the last few episodes. The Vivian storyline, especially what we find out this episode about Erica, should have been there from episode 2, and we could have gotten the confrontation this episode, and it would have been way more impactful than this should have been an over. Give Vivian more to do.
Well, I mean, they did. Now
I like the confrontation. Not gonna hold you. Thought it was awesome. But think if we would have been building up to them meeting each other, coming up toward the end of the season, you could have cut that storyline off this episode, and then we could have focused on some other stuff as far as like the art what is it? The art fellowship. The fellowship that could have been completely ended at episode 10 of this season, but this whole acquisition stuff and the whole thing with Erica and Phil, that should have been episode 2. And we could have been building. And then she's like, I'm going to go talk to her. Because they're spending too much time together. Phil is all over the place. He's never home.
Yeah. And that whole ain't called me.
Right.
So now this was,
I just feel like the Fred thing was kind of just stuck in there.
It does not matter. It doesn't matter if you're not doing nothing with him. You know what I'm saying? Like if they have a relationship, if we're going international and Jeffrey is sometimes over there in the UK, like what was the point?
They were trying to test the waters between Phil and Jeffrey. But if you wanted to do that, you could have just said, Vivian could have been like, Jeffrey, find out who Phil has been spending all this time. Why is he never home? Because he's saying that he's trying to get his firm back and make sure they don't get acquired. But he keeps taking these meetings, and he's always. And you could have had a story arc where Phil is actually trying to save the firm, but then Erica comes back and she's just like, "No, you can work for my firm," and it's just like, and she's whining and dining him to get her to come over to the firm, and then in this episode we find out, hey, they have history. Yeah. And if you and you could have been like, that could have tested Jeffrey's loyalty with Philip that way, because he's like, well, he's my boss, but Jeffrey, I'm your boss too, or this is for the family. Like, I don't want our family to fail. Like, I care more about this family than the loyalty to Philip. You get what I'm saying? And that could have still, and then we could have just introduced Frederick next season, or that could have been at the season finale.
Yeah, you could have. I pictured a bunch of chaos and drama, and Jeffrey in the house. Remember how the police came to that party? In some kind of way, Jeffrey got to pull out his gun and like, I don't know, stop some
He's
shit.
not a gun. Hold on.
You know he do.
Yeah, but come on now.
Hey, I don't know.
This is not Snowfall. Chill out.
Hey, it could be. It's same universe. And then open the door and it's like, hey, Dad. And then you think Phil turns around and he's like, but it's not for Phil. It's for this nigga.
It's Frederick.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I think it's kind of wasted. I mean, it's good to, I guess, introduce him, but if we're not doing anything with him, I'm like, honestly, what's the point? Because you could have still had Jeffrey looking for him and just never finding him this season. Like, I don't know. I think they were trying to capitalize off of the Will stuff because it was so fresh from season 1, but like, it wasn't necessary.
No, I just felt like we needed the Vivian Erica storyline to be longer. That's just how I feel. But I'm not in the writer's room, so what do I know?
You know some stuff. Okay, well, that's been the show, y'all. So yeah, we get
pretty much.
So we get all this mess and Phil. Now, do you want to go to Phil and JCPenney suit with the?
Sure, why not? With the airbrush picture from Freaknik.
Yeah.
Were they looking for Shelby? Man, you remember that Shelby from Freaknik, man? She was something else. Oh no, Phil, I really enjoyed Jordan's conversation. She's so independent. I hope she liked my outfit from Freaknik.
This cap and gown? Yes. Not funny. That's not funny.
How lame is it some niggas wear caps and gowns to Freaknik? I can't wait till that documentary drops. Just so I can see how many people was in.
You are terrible, bro. I am. So, are they celebrating the anniversary of the firm, or are they?
Yes.
Okay.
So they were celebrating the firm being founded, and of course they were in a specific place, and they wanted to celebrate it, and also, their friend who helped them start the firm died, and.
But when though? When did he die?
Whenever Jeffrey killed him.
Yes. Yes, he was getting too close to the truth. So
right,
whatever that is.
Finding out how Phil got his billions.
Yeah, which at this point, girl, okay. Yeah, so they showed more of the building that the firm is in. I was like, man, I don't believe this. Not real. I don't believe this. Y'all in a whole nother place, but whatever. So they showed an airbrush picture. It was like a jump scare. And then he's like, hey, man, do you think this is the best time to do the acquisition? And that nigga was like, yes, this is what Derek would have wanted. He died of a triple coronary bypass or stuff like whatever. And so he bring out little known Black history fact, this is so funny to me when shows do this. It's not bad, but like Tom Swift did this in every episode where they pull out these facts like, yeah, because Black people weren't free until 1964, so we ain't gonna never drink any wine that's before 1964.
See, you doing it wrong.
Well, you do it right, nigga.
Phil, we're not gonna drink any. We're not gonna drink any champagne that's before 1964 for Derek. He was my friend too, Phil, and you gotta get rid of the firm. Do you like my suit? I have a yellow tie on it. My wife said it brings out my eyes.
You are a terrible person. That's who's gonna beat your ass if they find you in person. That's the nigga. You say about my suit, nigga? Gonna come out that bitch like Superman.
That nigga ain't even got a decent suit for the goddamn anniversary, man. Get out of here.
Man, that was a nice suit.
No, stop. You're lying. You're a liar.
Shit, I was like, Phil is, and so I don't understand legal law firm stuff. I think the show did a good enough job at letting us know that there was something up, but I don't think they did a great job because in my head I was like, yeah, Phil is going to betray you. That's what I get from this storyline. So that's
now, yeah, I was dead set on thinking Phil was gonna sell out on their ass and be like,
I still don't like it. No, because you only changed your tune because he read your ass. That's what it was.
Yep.
And I love. Okay, so this is the other thing. They had the conversation. They poured the wine. He's like, "Oh, is this the best thing to do with the acquisition?" You're like, "Nigga, this is my firm. You've been gone for a year. Fuck you and fuck them." No, but he was like, "Fuck it." So we go through to give our little speeches, the little pep talk. Derek was our good friend. He died traveling the multiverse with Thor or some shit. So at the end, their last scene, they talking cool. He's like, yeah, such and such about Derek. Yeah, he was like, yeah, well, all that bunch of shit you just told everybody, because nigga, you think I don't know about the conversation?
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
like
you
that he
fake
was
ass nigga.
hey, if he from Compton, if he from the Bay, I don't know where he from. I'm not from California, but wherever he from, he represented that place.
Yeah.
But he was like, oh no, nigga, what we ain't gonna do. And so essentially he said the law community is small and the black one even smaller. Do you think I wasn't
Man,
going
there's
to
so
find out?
much truth behind that though.
I was shook. I was like, oh shit, wait, what did I do? Because he was like,
Yeah.
nigga, no, you thought I wasn't gonna find out? But you thought I was feeling you?
He said, I got an interesting call.
And that's and it's that's what I'm saying. Like, Phil is a terrible fucking person, because it's one thing to be like, I'm going to entertain the idea and see what they're talking about, but you have not been here. This man has been on the front line since you left to go run for president. You couldn't cut it doing that, and then you come back and now you're supposed to shake up what I've been doing all this time that you've been gone, even if I'm only going.
No, and we've lost damn near everything because you are the showman. You're the guy who puts on the show and talks to everybody. I can't do that. Look at these suits.
You could
terrible.
Okay, no, but even with that, you could talk shit about this nigga all day long. But he has sold me on the fact that he isn't the front guy. He isn't the face. He's the brains behind the team or whatever. And even if the law firm has barely made it, we're barely hung on, it's because of him, not you, Phil. You never checked in. Then you walk back in here like shit is supposed to just be okay. I've had to adapt and adjust now that you're gone, and then you come back.
Phil ain't even came back for real. Phil ain't did shit at that firm. He ain't been nowhere near that firm.
He came for that first meeting, and he came this episode. This nigga ain't been nowhere.
He went working from home.
And how are you doing that as an attorney? All your shit got to be like, you got to put in FaceTime.
You going to basketball games. You ain't doing no fucking work. Get out of here. You going to basketball games, finding people's kids, talking to Erica. You done met with Erica twice. Then had a sit down with her firm, global firm, and stuff like that. Boy, get out of here.
That's the scene that could have been put into your own law firm, because we don't even know. What makes me mad is that we don't know how Phil's law firm works. We only know about it from the other guy, and the stories that he's telling are consistent. You are a terrible person, Phil. You've left me out here to dry. What he should have said is Derek wouldn't have never did no shit like this. That's what he should have said.
Oh shit! I just thought about something. A little bit of a revelation. What if Erica's firm is the people who acquisitioning? They're gonna just go ahead and just buy Phil's firm.
I thought that's what it was.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, I thought.
I mean, they haven't established. We still don't know who it is.
No, I was thinking that the whole time.
She was bringing him. She brought him to a meeting because she was trying to get him to be the West Coast liaison to all of these other firms over here.
No, I get that, but I always just assumed it was her. Maybe I.
No, she was the one. They met initially because she had stole his client, the big client for their firm. Yeah, and he was trying to meet with him, and she showed up, and she was like, "No, they're with my firm." And so they kind of had a back and forth, talked about it, and now she came here. She was like, "Hey, I'm gonna offer you a job with where I work at." Yeah. But what I'm thinking is because they haven't even established who's buying them yet. So I'm thinking at the end of the season, it's just gonna end up being Erica's firm, and
it is because there's no other. You haven't established any other law firm. They are the only other ones, and the meeting with him is to still do the acquisition, but get him to sign on willingly. It's like sign a deal with Ursula, shit, under the sea, nigga. But yeah, no, I always just assumed that was them anyways, because you didn't establish that there was another firm doing anything else. It's just these two, which the Global Communities United Nations firm, and then Phil's like, okay.
But like I said, they keep talking about the acquisition. Like I said, it's not Erica because they hadn't established it yet. That's why I think there's going to be the twist and the surprise at the end of this season.
It is her. It's her and all them.
Why are y'all so predictable?
Look, we're going to see Angela Bassett as Queen Ramonda. Like, look, Have I not lost everything? So fuck Phil, because again, you only decline, and then fuck Phil, you only decline because JCPenney suit cut into your ass, but also fuck Phil because it took him cutting into you and not words from your wife talking about how she felt about it. So like, you already
that's kind of. He really don't respect Vivian, does he?
and that he's the shit, and I don't think that's on purpose through the show. I think that's how it's working out. I don't think the show is intentionally making him be this type of person. And it's like, what, you are a shitty fucking person. And not to say that your spouse needs to dictate your job, but you're well off. You're fine. If everybody in this house lost their job tomorrow, it doesn't matter. You're a billionaire. You're straight. So you don't need this job. You need it, and you don't need it, and you don't care about it because you can't say, "Oh, it's for my firm, so that JCPenney suit and Derek memory will live on." That's not the case because you don't care about them. You have not established that you give a damn. I'm okay with him never mentioning the firm in the first season. If in season 2 he came back and was in that fucking office all the time, talking with people, rebuilding those relationships, but you weren't. You parlay. You a fucking city girl. You out here chilling. You out here on boats. You out
Spending
here
money like a bad bitch.
Man, you out here living the high life. Spending money at Ezekiel Realness Academy and God in Christ. And then, bro, cutting into Doc. Like, girl, this energy you put into Doc, put into your firm.
Playing football with your brother.
Man, okay, now.
Family reunion.
Now, hold up.
Huh?
I could give him the family reunion, but that's like a weekend event. I could give him that.
I don't know. That felt very Tuesday-ish to me.
Yeah, but he's a terrible, shitty person. He's not even a great father because they established that Hillary is like a daddy's girl. But like, nigga, you not daddy's daddy girl enough for her to come to you with her jazz problems. We don't even know how you feel about jazz. Like, nigga,
yeah,
fuck
they
you.
just kind of left that. They just started like, oh, well, nobody cares.
Let's distract them with these other plot holes. Like, girl, right. No, I remember. Shit. So no, Phil is shitty. I don't care. Like, you're not a good person at all. You shitty, bald bastard. I'm sick of that nigga. Shit. So
he did tell him how it was though. I like that part. He's like, you ain't even been here, man. He right.
I loved it. Cut to that nigga. So yeah, he and I like seeing somebody stand up for themselves because they were playing it like the JCPenney suit nigga was, what is his name? But whatever. So Derek's understudy was like, oh, I'm just trying to make, like, they were trying to play almost like he was the bad guy. And I'm like, no, nigga, he's
Derek's
poor. What do you mean? He has no money.
Derek's understudy.
Hey, Airbrush Academy. So yeah, that happened. So what you got anything else about Phil and his dastardly deeds? Evil ass nigga.
No, I just came to the conclusion here when we was talking. I'm like, wow, they're probably gonna happen to where like Erica, because Erica doesn't feel like a temporary character. Like it feels like she'll be here for second season.
I hope so. I love it.
I was just like, maybe her firm is the one that's gonna just acquire that smaller firm, and
yeah.
He was like, we're gonna work through it. Phil really got off kind of easy too. By the way, this is my last thing about it. He got off kind of, we're gonna work through it, brother. And I'm like, and JCPenney suit was just like, yeah. And I'm like, no, bro, like I don't like you.
What he should have did was whoever called him, like, give me a job, put me on. I've been out here in the trenches. When this nigga,
he's not very. You can tell he's not very good lawyer though. I wouldn't want him representing me.
No.
I'm going. If he represent me, I'm going to jail. I already see it. I see it happening.
I got up in jail. I don't know. That's one thing. That's not funny.
What did they say, JCPenney suit? Well, the judge said if you plead guilty, he could give you 10 years. I say we do it. But it
was the traffic.
It was a PPP loan. I know, but they gotta get somebody.
The fuck, you are terrible. But yeah, I think he's a good lawyer. I just think he don't have the
No,
star.
he does not look like a good star. Oh, what's the next topic? Because you're killing me over here. Who's next?
That suit. Okay, next topic is Hillary suit. No, so let's. Do you want to go Carlton or you want to go Hillary?
I think we should save Carlton for last because I have a lot to say about that.
So Hillary, I love me some Coco, but God, Hillary's in the bed, sad, but she's like fully dressed. I don't know what this damn suit was. I didn't realize that looked like a suit.
Yeah, I was like, that's. Did you go dancing last night?
No, she went to a law firm last night.
Because he's like, you're in a whole suit. You're all in a whole pantsuit.
Ain't no hair out of place. I was like, not the.
Oh, this is what I wrote down.
Go.
I said, Hillary don't wear a bonnet.
That's what I was getting at. That's what I was getting at.
I said, there's no way possible that Hillary would be laying in that bed like that without a bonnet, nigga.
Look,
stop.
I was like,
if that was Vivian, we would have seen that bonnet on.
Yes. So that was my concern. I was like, okay, not only is she fully dressed in a 3-piece suit from like Zendaya's closet, but she's like, her hair is full beat, full hair, just like chilling in bed. It was like, boss, get up. I'm like, man, it's 12 in the afternoon. She is up. What do you mean? She working from home. What is this? But
I said, y'all could not put a bonnet on this girl's head. Make it believable. Because she not sleeping like that.
When she was with Jazz, yeah, they were having sex, but like that aside, she was dressed down. I was like, why is she not? Why is this girl dressed for 3 p.m.? So the
brunch. that was her brunch fit.
Man, that was I didn't get what was going on. And it took me a minute though when they came in. Okay, also the white girl was like picking up stuff off the floor. I was like, how much time? What are y'all trying to establish? Hillary's not a messy person. If there was anything on the floor, like it felt like we were in an IKEA showroom. Because like crumpled up paper, like it's like they didn't do the work to make this believable. Because you're fully dressed and you're fully makeup. If that girl had been in a tank top and a bonnet and clothes all over the floor, then maybe. But it was like, let me pick up these blank pieces of paper that you for some reason barred up and threw on the floor.
And they put a little small bag of chips next to it too. Like I said, wait, huh?
Yeah.
I like if they broke up, like it would be a little bit. I would feel like it'd be worse than that, but
you would have to, at the very least, to sell it to the like. Even if in real life that's not the case, you have to sell what's going on. If I just turned on this show for the first time and this was the scene I saw, I'm like, what the fuck? She's taking a nap. She worked from home and she's on her 15-minute break.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was like, yeah, and what's her name? Paloma? Whatever tried to cook, but she could not turn on the stove. Not funny because what is happening here? That would have been funny if she had.
Well, they said, boss, boss, by this time you would have worked out, dressed immaculately, and you would have had breakfast made. And we just don't. We're rich, privileged women who don't know how to do this stuff. So you do it.
Who rely on the labor of a black woman. That's what it is. And I'm like,
I don't think it's that. I think that her being the manager of the house, and she. I was like, she cooks. That's her. That was her. Wasn't that her Instagram? Wasn't that her social media presence cooking?
She is a culinary.
Gotta stay on top of her game.
But no, it's trash. That girl should have been covered in soot and dirty clothes. Like you should have played it up because I feel like it was just like walk in this room, say a couple lines. You feeling dressy or pantsy, girl? Nobody says that. Get the fuck out of my room. So that happens, and then she meets with LaMarcus because the white lady, and I'm calling them by their race because I don't know these women's name. So the white lady was like, "Look, boss, we're getting all this attention from Simply Spite. We got to keep the ball rolling." I was like, "Well, what are y'all doing? Like, even if you ain't getting no big deals, you ain't got no, I don't know, Sheen deal. Like, give me something."
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do they have a content house and they don't have shit?
And even the wording, like, okay, so some stuff you want to show, not tell. But in their instance, because they are not on the show a lot, I'm fine with you saying, "Hey, boss, I got this, I don't know, Nike deal, but it's kind of contingent on work with LaMarcus because they saw him on our post, or like say some words that make me feel like they're doing work. Because at this point, you say she would have been up doing X, Y, and Z. What are you doing? Laying in the bed waiting for her breakfast? Like, I don't even know what their niches are. Is the Asian ain't she fashion or makeup?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's not established.
I knew what them black boys did. They did pranks.
They
did pranks. We saw what they did. So I don't know what y'all do. I know Hillary the only one in this house working. So, but yeah, so they tell her all this, and she get up and go to LaMarcus' house to sell him on this marketing pitch for some. It really don't matter. It's a way to get them together so he could say, "Hey, my eyes are big as a Disney princess. You know what? I like the way you look, and I want to be with you. And you know what? I agree with everything you say because you're so pretty. If you said I don't got to look at your proposal," and I was like, "Isn't that a little not sexist? I mean, it's not. No, I don't want to go that route, but it feels like the guy came over here fully prepared. Like, it's cute that
he said he was going. Rhayne, he said he's going to do anything he possibly can to get her back. So him just being very accepting is a part of the deal. Now
that's fine, but nigga, look at what she's talking about.
Here's where the caveat comes into play. If they decide to put them back together as a couple, the first thing's going to happen is she's going to remember why they broke up, and it probably wasn't the draft. Him being drafted, I'm pretty sure was not the only reason why they broke up. He's going to be controlling, or something else is going to happen, or hey babe, like they're liking me out here and all this other stuff. I just don't like how they made Hillary look, and they have an episode to kind of change it. But like, I really feel like that billboard is just like, oh, like,
yeah, because people were joking on Twitter. And this is the one consistent joke that I saw. And I'm not a short person. I'm 6 feet, whatever. But the joke I kept seeing is, oh, Jazz Money is just as long as he is, just as tall as he is. And I'm just like, do y'all not get, like, I get you, we gonna get our jokes off. That's not even an issue. But it's like, are we not watching the same show? Do we not see the issue here? And I don't even mean to be like so Debbie Downer, but like honestly and truly, are we not watching the same show and seeing how the deterioration of this relationship, like, if the fact that that's the joke that you coming up with proves Jazz's point, like,
yes,
you're not
exactly
running to LaMarcus because he's a better person. And even if Hillary's not going to him for money, that's fine. They come from the same walk of life. Okay, that's cool. But it's proven Jazz's point. The money was never an issue. It wasn't an issue until Hillary made it an issue inadvertently by pulling out her wallet.
That's what I'm saying. Last episode, she was mad at him because he had a legit beef. Like, no, lady, run the card again. Which, when I went back and watched that episode again and seeing what he said, I was like, he got a point. This lady better run my damn card. That shit is there.
Yeah.
And then it's like they flipped the script on him and made him look like he was the bad guy because he was insecure. Not. But I'm like, did y'all see the same episodes that I seen where he literally was doing everything he possibly could? And
season one
she consistently disrespected everything he was doing. So I don't know. Maybe we're watching a different show than everybody else is.
We're watching the right show.
But it's like all of a sudden he's insecure, and I was like, well,
that's not the case.
She hasn't done a lot for this man to feel secure in what he's been doing.
No. I feel like they both, up until a certain point, were, in a relationship, they were doing things. But I feel like Jazz, we have consistently watched him be there for her time and time again. And now, even let's say he is insecure. Let's just say he is. The time that he spent with you is not enough to give him consideration to be like, okay, you're insecure. Let's figure out what's what. Because he hasn't done anything. If we're together and it takes us 6 months before I start feeling like, oh shit, something is different here. I have consistently shown up for you, going above and beyond, not because doing this gonna get her to be with me. No, doing this is showing you I want to be with you, and you're receptive. I stole that side for you. I went up against that evil white man for you. Like, I've been there. And so
you get my car. I've consistently tried to support everything that you've done. I even took you to a very expensive restaurant, which, to be completely honest with you, when I look at it, it's like that's kind of like Will's fault too. Like Will's sticking his nose and shit that ain't got nothing to do with him.
Yeah,
but
but even still,
I know, but like it baffles my mind the cliffhanger ending where he sent the text and it's like, well, did she just not go over there
they
after the
ignored that
family
whole
reunion?
thing. There's an episode missing or like half of one. Jazz has done everything and then some. And if we are going to seriously consider him being insecure, this is the first negative thing affiliated with him. And you run out after that, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you breaking up because of this. And honestly, it's not. Let's say he is insecure. She's just as insecure then. Because she's like, oh, you being a Muslim and such and such, is this going to work? He's never had an issue with money. Also, he's a business owner. We don't know how much money that record store is making. Just because he could be as wealthy as you, but because he's not flaunting it in the way that you do, I don't know. It was just a lot of that just felt like y'all trying it. If you had have established LaMarcus as a serious emotional sore spot for her, where damn, even though I love Jazz, I wanted to marry LaMarcus, then I could almost see.
She didn't even say that. She said, "My mom, you and dad wanted me to marry LaMarcus."
That's what I'm saying, though. If you had have established LaMarcus as like he broke up with her, or Dua Lisa, where she broke up with him because she knew she couldn't handle what long story short,
let me say this real quick. Let me make a point that you've made that would help this show. If you said this several times, I think this even goes back to season 1. Hillary needed a friend, to help establish plot points or things that we don't know about her past. If she had a real friend that was just like, Jazz is cool, girl, but do you remember LaMarcus? You remember when you and LaMarcus were together? And then they could have a whole heart-to-heart. Girl, I can't go back to that. Or, yeah, he was like, you said it. And I feel like that would have helped this storyline a whole lot more if Hillary had like a real friend.
Honestly, it would help all of them. It would help Ashley because she was on her way to being a more involved character when she had them friends and that little crush, but y'all didn't erase them. It would help Lisa more when she had the little Asian friend. That was better. She had someone else to talk to, but no. Vivian has friends, but they pop up whenever the plot calls for it.
Oh, you mean her horny homegirl? This is like, ooh, where Erica at, girl? We gonna drag her. I said, you are so horny. Yeah, you so horny. She's so horny.
Yeah. So no, I agree. If they would just give everybody, because hell, even with Carlton having Connor isn't ideal, but Connor was another person. Them scenes with Connor in this episode made sense because you know him. He ain't this random dude that popped up this season. Like, hey, remember me? We were friends. So yeah, Hillary would have benefited from, and I think they dropped the ball with Ivy because Ivy should have been a better friend. Because what are we doing with her? We didn't do all this shit.
But when we met her, it was on some standoffish type stuff too.
Yeah, it was, but it didn't have to be. The show could have established her as an actual friend, but you didn't. So now we got this frenemy, but we have no real friends for her. Jazz is her only friend. Will, kinda. She has no friends. But no, I agree. I think that would have served her better because I don't like when shows only have a love interest. Like, that's cool because even with Jazz, I guess
one thing that I'm learning, the more I watch TV shows and movies and stuff like that, like, I don't like when shows treat me like I'm stupid, but I do need something to give me exposition on the show or a certain character. Like, a lot of stuff can be established from different things that we've seen on this show with Will or with, but like Hillary kind of does need like a friend for exposition stuff.
They honestly, they could have even used Lisa. You got her everywhere else. If I'm really no, but
why do you want me? Do you want me to go to sleep?
You can roll your eyes all day long, but we can't ignore continuity. She is been a staple in this family for years. So to me, it would only make sense that she and Hillary would have some close relationship, even if it ain't we besties. That's another person to talk to that's already there, and you're giving her something to do where it's not always tied to these niggas. You're not always tied to a boy. The Bechdel test is when you have two women on screen and when You pass it if they can have a conversation and they could just talk. You fail it if every time these women talk, it's about another man. It's
I
about
feel like Hillary stuff should have been more. I don't know if you've ever watched Grownish before, but she
Not
should have
really.
had something like that.
Like a little group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't.
we can get some exposition, or we could get a circle of friends that makes sense, and they're all doing their own thing, but they're still together. And I like how Grownish, people don't talk about that show enough, but that show's actually really good when it comes to like modern college life and stuff like that. Like, because we're supposed to believe that like Hillary is like still like a college age student, so a college age woman. So, why not have that type of situation for Hillary to help us with exposition about these new characters and how they feel about jazz and stuff like that? Because we're not getting it from the parents, we're not getting it from like really anywhere else.
Yeah. It doesn't track. It doesn't track. And again, I don't run a TV show. I can only imagine what it takes, but I feel like if we have gotten Phil's co-dude, JCPenney dude, we've gotten him consistently. We had Dwayne Martin last season consistently. Like, how hard is it to get 2 extras and say, hey, we're gonna have you in 3 episodes? You know what I'm saying? Like, the little white girl, we got her. This is my 3rd time. That girl, boy, she is right there. and I know her when I see her. The design, like, okay, this is me not being funny. It's, oh Lord, I'm walking a tightrope. I know it's easy to say as a blanket statement, these black people look alike, these white people look alike, these whatever people. But the way they designed that girl in the uniform, they did a really good job. That bow on the side, the little pony, like they set her apart where I'm not going to mix her up with any other little white girls on this show. When I see her, I know who she is. That same thing could be translated. Like, we don't need the girls, the Asian girl and the white girl who's in the house. We don't need them. If they could have been separated, substituted for 2 other friends for Hillary, and just had them pop in, because they're on screen as much, the same amount. Them chicks ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
They freeloading, fam. So like, bruh. So yeah, I agree. She needs some friends, and she needs some black friends who, or even not, like shit.
She just need friends to help us understand shit. That's all. That's all we need.
Yeah, because I think a much stronger kind of take on the character would have even been not necessarily envy, but seeing where she is with her social media stuff, and then a homegirl who's in college, like, girl, finals is kicking my ass. I can only meet with you for brunch this day because I got to go study. So, and just seeing the difference in different women's relationships at this stage in their life, and how they connect. Because I think you really could allude to Vivian's friendships, because we're getting black women at a certain point in their life with their friendships, their sororities, and this and that, and you could see that shown through Hillary at the college age, and then even with Ashley in this middle school, high school. Like, you could really track these black women's friendships and how they kind of shape how they move through the world. But whatever. What do I know?
What do I know? I just watch the show and do a podcast about it.
Hey,
can we do a real quick once over with Lisa and her?
I like her hair. I don't care what you say. I like her hair.
She said, "Oh, Carlton, we'll never be anything but friends. I'm with Drew now."
No. Let's back it up even further. What the fuck was Carlton thinking giving her this damn promise ring? Did that shit not come out of nowhere?
Carlton needs... He ain't got no fucking... What? Wait, come on.
I get that.
He's got nothing, bruh. Like, he's grabbing at anything to help him cope.
That does not change that it is weird, because that wasn't a friendship thing. That was a emotional thing.
Yes, he literally felt close. Look, everything that has happened up until now has really felt... I can see where he was just like, maybe we have a chance again. Maybe we can be together again. Like, yes, he did that because he was just like, maybe Lisa maybe she'll date me again, because she's been the only one that's there. She's been backing me. She's been looking out for me. Everybody else is failing Carlton, and now she kind of failed him too.
Now she been failing him. I'm not disagreeing with everything you say. I agree with. I'm saying it's weird as fuck that you didn't gave her all of this shit. I'm still acknowledging that you're right. He
He
ain't
got
got
money,
nobody.
nigga.
But you say he got what?
He got money.
Oh, of course he do.
Let's do that shit. That's a drop in the bucket right
Oh
there.
my
That ain't
God.
shit. Come on now. I
That
can
was
lace up with a little something different. Drew can't do
Yeah.
that. Drew can't do what I do. He
Drew-
can't do what I do, baby.
Drew is from.
He's from a nice mixed race family.
No, truly, that's her little brother.
His father's white.
Yeah, his mama is.
His father is a white liberal, so
So yeah,
his
So
father
that-
has said nigger to his mom before, and she was like, "That's my honey." The niggers are out there now. That's what happens in Drew's household. That's why he is the way he is.
Yeah, he's Dean Big Brother Almighty. I'm from Detroit.
Nah, Drew don't have enough style or soul for that. His dad is clearly
His
white.
dad is the yellow peanut M&M. So this man, Drew and Lisa are back together. Which whatever, Lisa, whatever. Clearly you, whatever.
She is not loyal to nobody.
So,
Well, she's loyal to Drew now.
which is like, okay, girl, sure. Which one of his cousins you like? So Carlton, Will tells Carlton, hey man, you gotta talk to her because I can't, because it's gonna like I'm hating this and that. And Ollie is such a good actor. You could see his face. He was like, it was so subtle. But
And they didn't even hold hands. He just seen them close to each other. And then he seen that bracelet.
So
Loved it.
Carlton, initially, I was like, oh, really? That's how you feel? But like when I thought about it, I was like, he got a point. He says to her something to the effect of, I'm sorry you're so desperate that you have to gravitate to the first asshole who looks. No, you're so desperate to get over Will that you gravitate to the first asshole who looks your way. And I was like, oh, girl, what?
I mean, but I think it was even worse when she was just like, Carlton, you have to understand that we'll never be anything but just. First of all, honey, you're delusional. Calm down. Calm down a little bit.
He wanted,
like you need to come on. Let's because you're a little vanilla yourself, honey. So let's not do that.
Like he ain't give
you're a little sleepy time tea for me. All right. So let's just calm down.
You're
a little bit of a yawn fest. You and Drew kind of fit each other very well. Maybe his mixed race family can call you Blackie too.
What is happening? What is even happening again?
I didn't like what she said to him, and I guess I don't like it because
you don't like her.
I felt like that was Carlton's like last hope of like having a real like friend. Like he's been losing all damn season.
I hear you, but his intentions was not purely friendship.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
That's where I can stand beside Carlton, but I gotta also acknowledge that you can be frustrated with her because of Drew, but you have to be honest with yourself. And is it purely because of Drew, or is it because you thought you had a shot with her as well?
Yeah,
now, I'm not saying that she's right, because I do feel like she dropped the ball with their friendship, but for me, this came out of nowhere. It didn't, in the sense that, like you said, he's spiraling, he's grasping at straws, but to give her a gift as if that was supposed to be enough. But again, in his defense, he didn't know that wasn't enough.
He ain't got nobody else,
and I get that. Like, I'm on his side, but I'm not I'm not about to.
Nobody is fucking with, like, his parents ain't fucking with him on some, like, his dad's been on some bullshit. The only person that's really been in his life that's actually been backing him. And now it's funny because he's making his mom look bad with what he's doing after the drug stuff. But his mom and Lisa, like, that's all he's really had that's been consistent through this season.
Yeah.
And it's like, now he done lost Lisa. He about to lose his mom. Because when they find out that this nigga was out here drugging it up, like, that's it. Like, they're gonna, and I don't want them to end the season where Carlton is in a bad spot where he's all the way drugged out. Like, I hope they ended to where, like, they just put him in rehab and we get him out of rehab going into the third season. Cause man, I don't want that, man. It's gonna hurt my heart because he's lost so much throughout this season.
The series. Throughout the series.
Well, I ain't gonna say the series because I feel like once everything, I think the whole like the him and Will finally like becoming friends, and I think that was cool and that helped him a whole lot. But like this season, man, like Carlton has just lost, bro. Like he has lost, and it's like every episode, like you see it. Like last episode when he took that bump. And then this episode where he was just like, fuck this, nobody gives a fuck about me. I'm going back to some drugs. This is my only friend is drugs.
and honestly, and this gonna sound bad, but I think Connor, sans this episode, was also the only other person who maybe wasn't there for him, but who understood him. He's like, man, we've been friends for a long time. I'm not saying that he.
I don't feel like it should have been that easy to trust him just because he gave you.
No, I'm not even saying that. What I'm saying is, I think that even though his intentions with the drugs were like, I don't even think Connor's intention with the drugs was like, I'm finna fuck you up. I feel like that was the nature of y'all relationship. That's how you know him. That is part of y'all developing this brotherhood prior to Will showing up. So Connor knowing him, to me, felt so appropriate because, like, I know you. I know the type of shit you've been through. So, again, we're not praising him for giving this boy drugs, but I do think him and the drugs was like an olive branch, like, hey, bro, you know how we used to get down and deal with our problems.
Yeah, but this was the perfect opportunity, too, to take that and use it against him, to take that man's car, drive the gas out of it, and do all that other bullshit. I know that was some revenge type shit. Fuck that, bro.
Yeah, that was some bullshit, but I am waiting to see what happened. Because you got
let me just say this though, even though Connor was like, we just gonna pick up some drugs and leave, and Carlton was like, well, he's like, I don't know, man. That pipe looks pretty good. I might want to smoke it.
Which is so odd because I'm like, I know that you can't. Well, I was gonna say I know you can't do these at home, but shit, you took a couple bumps at home already, so you know.
Yeah, but he was doing. Them niggas was drinking, snorting. He probably took a couple puffs on some stuff. Like they was getting.
That's such a scary thing.
When he woke up, I'm like, how long was y'all partying? Because it's like it felt like you should have woke up the next day as much drugs you was doing.
Well, it was it was. I think
they was freshly out of school when they
but it was
just got out of school. I know, but like shit, like it felt like they was there to like at least.
That wouldn't have really made sense with the story because I'm like, why you ain't at home? So I get.
But that's what I'm saying. If it was late, that's still like he's still in high school. He should be at least home by like midnight.
You feel me? You know the rich niggas do. But yeah, that when he ran out that house and they had that manufactured rain, because I know that wasn't real rain. I was like, not real in the sense it wasn't natural. But I was like, what they took your? I thought this shit was gonna be on bricks. That's what I thought. But
not in no white neighborhood. That was poor trash white neighborhood. So
I don't know. That is the fear of mine. I'm grown as hell. I am a fully grown adult, but not having anything and being in a space that you're not familiar with. So I'm thinking like, if this
I've been there before, that shit happened to me.
Like, how do you even get out of it? I'm
that
sure
shit was scary as fuck.
Yeah.
Lucky for me, them niggas didn't take. I ain't gonna tell you what I was doing, but them niggas broke in my car and stole everything out of my car, and it stormed that night. I had to drive home with a busted window, wet. Like thank the Lord that they didn't take my car, but I felt like, and I was in like the hood, like I was in the projects. You feel me? Like the projects that I didn't. Luckily for me, niggas don't like rain, so I got to go home. But if it was a night where it was clear, I probably would have got my ass whooped and robbed too. But that shit feels horrible because I was driving home in the rain. Just my car was all fucked up. They fucked my shit up.
That's crazy. I'm sorry, Carlton. Man, that's crazy. I don't know what I would do. I don't even know if I know enough phone numbers to be like, come help me. I'd have to log on to Facebook.
That was the thing. I didn't call nobody,
bruh,
because I wasn't even supposed to be over there. Like I wasn't even supposed to be on that side of town at all. I'm going over there trying to see some woman.
See, there you go, Carlton.
Trying to do
Okay.
wrong.
All right, Drew.
But you feel helpless, and you feel like I felt helpless, and it's crazy too because I didn't call the police. I didn't call the police till I got home. It was like somebody got in my car. Like I know how the hood is. I found out I called the cops. They would have. Anyway,
so yes, so Carlton ends up at the bus stop waiting for his mama.
Call his mama.
And he looked like a child. I think Ollie is 24. I think he's 24. But the way that shot was framed, now he was like kind of curled in on
He
himself.
looked like no kid. That nigga looked like he was homeless. He looked like he was no hope.
He was going through it. And I was like, bruh, this is fucked up. And I was thinking, I was trying to guess who it was who showed up. I was like, man, is it Will? No, it ain't Will. I know it ain't him. Oh, but it was.
Yeah, we were too busy trying to talk to this lame chick. Like, my parents were having a kid. Nobody likes me. Like, you've been yelling the same shit since the first season. Oh my, I have a little brother coming and nobody in my family likes me. Drew's gonna be my boyfriend. No, Will. I don't know. I'm very boring.
Let's go there. Will, just like Phil, is a shitty person. I'm not even a Jackie stan. I'm not.
Yeah, but he had to do that girl like that.
I think it's weird that she was just a different person at the after drinking. But I'm also more accepting of that because I feel like with the conversation they had this episode, to me, though it's random, it makes sense that when you drink, you're a different person. You got demons that you're battling, and I think I'm okay. I'm mad Will is a bad person, but I was like, nigga, I wanted to know what happened. Like, like this is real life.
Such a gossip queen. Stop.
I was like, I need to know.
You're so nosy.
I'll go fuck. I want to know.
Patty.
I think Will is just a terrible person because even though I'm even good with you giving her a ride to the hospital, like that's a good way.
She could have Ubered to the.
Why? No. I give you.
Why is this? Why do people think this is 1998? She could have got a fucking Uber to the.
She could have called Drew. Drew,
hey Dad. Hey, yeah, where was Drew at?
Call Drew. That's what I was getting at.
That's your man.
Pissed me off this whole episode. Because now, instead of
I hate this show.
You having a legitimate concern about Lisa and how she's acting, like, oh, this and that. Okay, fine. But it ain't on Lisa. It's on this nigga. You have shown that you don't want to be with her. You have shown that y'all are supposed to just be friends. She set boundaries, but you know how she feels about you. And now you want her because Drew is fucking with her? You have a problem. You can't have everybody to yourself. And then you bullshitting Jackie. No, I'm on my way. Okay, cool. I thought he was really going to leave. And that
no, you did. Stop.
No, I did.
You knew good and well because he's caught up in this motherfucking Lisa. He's so caught up in Lisa.
No sense.
I said I was gonna be good. He's so caught up in Lisa. He's so caught up in Lisa that he just can't. I know they're in high school. I keep preferencing going back to saying, hey, they're in high school. I get it. Like, you're going to be all over the place when it comes to women and relationships because you're not supposed to understand how that shit works. You're in high school. I get that. But she clearly has established that she don't want to fuck with you no more.
And not
she's with a new dude, and you got somebody that you really feeling in Jackie. And so it's like, bro, like, you not stupid, man. And it's like, well, let me give you a ride. No, that is her man's job. Drew, that is Drew's job to figure it. Or did Drew just go home? Did she just say, you know what, Drew, I'll make it home?
That's
go home, Drew. I'll see you later.
When you were with Carlton, you was there. Y'all was together. When you were with Will, y'all were together. What you can't conveniently write Drew out. Like, they didn't even be like, okay, where's Drew? Oh, he's had to leave early for practice. Like, you're not establishing anything. And like you said, we're in 2023. Uber, Lyft, rideshare. Where her Asian friend at? If you had that homegirl,
somebody, hey, cash at me. Somebody, I need Uber because my stepmom is in labor.
Mm-hmm. I I don't like that Will is even talking to her, because if you feel close enough to talk to her about this, why didn't you just tell her about Drew? Like, why send Carlton to do your dirty work then if you were eventually just going to?
Well, it looks like I'm hating, but he been hating all season.
And she's told you to stay away from her before, but now, knight in shining armor, now you all up in her face to the point where you at the damn hospital chilling like you ain't got nowhere else to be. Like, you're not a good person.
I can't wait till Drew and Will fight. Is they gonna fight?
Man, Drew gonna put a hole through that boy's chest. I can't wait for Jackie to find out what happened. That's what I'm looking forward to. Because I want whatever cussing out she give him, he deserve it. You like, what are you doing? We had plans.
She's just gonna get drunk.
And
is it safe to say that Vivian's friend is Jackie's mom?
No, but I will say Vivian's friend is Doc's. That's our friend benefit. They be fucking. I know they be fucking. I don't even care.
She's just so horny. She's so horny. Girl, I'm talking to this man named Doc. What he do? He coach basketball.
And a
Dewey? Yeah, girl. And let me tell you, he got the magic stick.
Oh my god, you are childish.
I met him way back in Freaknik.
95 to be exact.
Oh yeah, girl. Woo.
Speaking of, you heard that documentary?
I met that's when my homegirl Shelby was there. We gotta make these
universes together.
Yeah, I was like, man, me, Shelby, and Regine, we was all out there.
I was gonna say Khadijah. Yes, that tracks. Man, this shit, I like her. I like when she popped up. I was like, man, why she ain't on here more? She funny.
I don't like her at all.
I love her. She just messy. Girl, we gonna go key her car. No, girl, we are adults.
Okay, stop. Are we? So, did we wrap up the? Did we say everything we need to say about Lisa and Carlton and stuff?
I'll say I don't. I think Lisa's wrong. I'll say she's emotional, so I'll give her a bit of a pass. But I think she's wrong.
You are something.
Relax.
You
hate her.
You're something else, Brian. No, I don't hate. First of all, I don't hate no black people. Not in 2023. I don't hate no black folks. There's no hate in my heart for black folks. But she is a little bland. She is a little vanilla. She's not very loyal. She's not very loyal at all.
Let's stop right there. She is not. You're not loyal to Carlton. You're not loyal to Drew. And I hate that we're now going to take this wild ass comment that Carlton made and have that be the thing. Because what I'm waiting for now, I need for her to tell Carlton we can't be friends anymore. Because if you can do all this shit about Will, let's keep that same energy then. Because you haven't been much of a friend to him to begin with. But I want to talk about her dad. Thank you for being here, Will. Oh, I didn't do nothing. Oh, you did everything. Girl, what's happening?
Don't wait. We're not wasting our time for that. That is you're being a little petty. Okay. We have a bigger fish to fry in this Erica and Vivian tea that's got spilt. That's what we see. You talk about small shit. We gotta talk about this real quick because this is coming. We gotta end the pod on this. Look, Vivian walked up in there and said, you ain't gotta do all that. You ain't gotta do all that. That's fine. She went to hug and she said, that's fine. She said, I came in here to know if Philip is gonna be here, what reason Philip is gonna be here for, and what you doing.
Yeah.
And why you here? Ooh, I said, wait a minute. She was like, we were in college, Vivian. She was like, yeah, but you didn't have to. She was like, you and Phil was on a break. She was like, but you gonna sleep with your
go ahead.
With your best friend, your lying sister's man.
She said we was all.
Did you predict that?
So I didn't predict that, but I predicted that not that they were best friends, but that they had a relationship. Okay. But the best friend angle is what really messes me up now because I'm like, it's one thing to be like, oh, you just a chick we went to college together, but we
line sisters,
best friend and line sisters. That's the thing. We best friends to the point that we are line sisters, or whatever if they met there, it don't matter. But I was almost with Erica, almost, because she was like, well, people break up and whatever all the time. But I couldn't get past this. Your best friend, though. it's one thing to be like, that's that girl from chemistry class, and me and her dude then got together. But no, this is your best friend.
Was.
And so now to me, I'm not questioning Vivian's actions from before.
She
'Cause I
said the
feel like,
only reason why Philip is here is strictly business.
and I want to believe her because I hope the show makes it that way, but it just makes it uncomfortable because of their history. But I feel like they're
But
gonna make
Phil don't. But every scene that I like, Phil never feels uncomfortable around. Like, if I wish that the actor would
act.
act uncomfortable around this. Like, hey, Erica, like,
He's so oblivious to every fucking thing. He
and I'm
don't.
like, you should be a little. Well, like, that's cool. Like, he ain't acting uncomfortable around it. Like, he's just like, Vivian,
Yeah.
well, Erica back in college, and not. He's so. I'm like, bro, like, if you're gonna do this, be uncomfortable around her. Like, just
Why
have
would he?
looks or just
Why?
like, oh, I gotta get out of here. He just, and maybe he
Yeah.
has. Maybe I just didn't
No,
recognize it.
no, he didn't. Because when Erica made that comment, I guess I picked the wrong guy. He was like, yes.
Sure
Like, he
did.
wasn't like, yeah, well, Vivian is doing good. She's doing art. Like, he didn't. No, fuck that. He
And she
acts the
said,
same in every scene.
and she said, well, me and Phil had our time and it just didn't work out. And she said, you won, you got the man. And and Vivian was like, well, we had to work, we had to work on that. So,
Just to let you know, yeah, I got him. You had 2 failed marriages. No.
ooh,
Yeah,
buddy,
I hope
I
Erica's
love it. But Vivian came in and was like, hey,
in her office.
I'm gonna just let you know. She was like, it's so good to see you, Vivian. She said, but we not gonna do
94. You do not want these hands.
Have you talked to Khadijah?
Her and Shelby just went to the Bahamas or whatever the fuck happened. Yeah,
how's Jordan doing? She's so independent.
Jordan going blind. Like, what? You know her.
I love this, and it would have been way more impactful if they would have started this in season 2. I wanted to bring it back up because I want to know, because we have 2 episodes left, right? Where does this go? Like, is this going to be Vivian's rival for the next season? Like, do you feel like Erica stays around?
I feel like she does. I hope she does, but I don't know that that'll be a rival. I don't know, because what do you get from that? Like, let's say she is. What type of stories are we telling? Because Phil's already established he's not going to that firm. I feel like
that firm is going to. I feel like Erica's firm is going to buy it, and she's like, "I'm your boss. I'm your boss now, Philip."
And that's why she stays around. But my thing is, even if we're not getting no obsessed with Beyonce and what's that white woman, Idris, we're not getting that. You know what I'm saying? We're not getting no, you come in my house, you touch my child. I see Erica being around, but I don't see her and Vivian being rivals. I feel like
feel like if she buys Philip's firm and makes him, and she is his boss, she can keep on putting him in uncomfortable situations to make Philip, I'm married, like I can't, like I think that would be really good for a story arc for season 3. I'm married. We can't, Erica, we haven't dated since college. Like, why would I do and just make Vivian very suspicious? I'm just saying we need something, man, because I don't know how season 3 gonna go. Because Will is not a likable person right now. So
we need Phil to work. We need him to actually do something. So if Erica take it
he gonna work, because Erica gonna put them thighs on him. She's gonna put him in uncomfortable positions, and she's like, I'm your boss now, Phil.
Man, he'll sue her for sexual harassment.
How? Okay. If that's the case, when you see him in the courtroom, I'll wait.
Remember when he was a little heavier and a little lighter skinned back in 1994? I saw him in the courtroom. No, but I don't know, man. I just don't. I like the idea that Vivian checked her, and I like the idea that they still bump into each other, but I don't like this feel. I hope, because I feel like having her ultimately go after Phil would probably make for a good storyline, but I feel like that's to be expected. And I'm not even saying her and Vivian got to be friends, but you may think it's corny, but I think even the idea of reconnecting with this bitch who you hate and dealing with, whatever traumas y'all had. Like, I don't want it to be centered around Phil because, like, this nigga is boring and he's a terrible person and he's not doing. So I'm not saying they end up friends, but it would be nice to see like them in uncomfortable situations. Like, oh, I'm buying art for my office and I didn't know you was part of this fellowship or whatever. And like, how does that conversation look? And then get the horny friend. Like, girl, you didn't charge her 300% more.
Pop back up. Let's read it. Oh,
man,
somebody pay Michael Ealy. Pay this man.
That's what I want. If you give me Reed, I don't give a fuck what else you do. She could fuck Phil for all I care. I don't care. I won't Reed that.
Reed to float his ass around like the vampire that he is.
Man, let Reed and Cassandra redo Vampire in Brooklyn, bite her on the neck and shit. I want to see that. But yeah, I don't know. I do want her there, and I'm gonna take her with whatever capacity they give us because I like that actress. Erica she's beautiful. She looks the part. She is a good actress. Like, I'm convinced that this is a lawyer. And I'm
convinced that they were friends at one point in time too. I think they had good chemistry when they were having those conversations and stuff like that too. Yeah.
And I would like to see, oddly enough, Erica with the kids. Because not that I think every woman who doesn't have kids wants them so bad, but
she has them.
No, I thought she said she didn't
have no, yeah. Sorry. Her husband went and had kids.
No. But what I'm saying is I would like to see her looking at them and it's like, damn, if I had to pick them, this could have been my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that she regrets being a Jordan type character, but I would just wonder, like, what does that look like? How weird is that? Seeing these three beautiful kids talking about, hey, dad, such and such, and like, damn, that could have been me. Well, really did win.
Jeffrey could get her a light-skinned child. He's good at that.
But it's gonna look just like him, though. So, hey, this show is so silly, man. But yeah, I think she stays, and I want her to stay.
Me too. Yeah. Keep her, Bel-Air. Keep her.
God, yes. Keep
Erica.
Oof. Give her more scenes. Yes.
And give Lisa less.
No, hold up. She got a new biracial brother to take care of. So, yeah. So I think she stays. So, now that we the conversation really quick with Will and Lisa about being an outsider. Did they not have that conversation last season?
I don't pay attention to boring parts of this show.
Okay, cool.
Who gives a fuck?
Hey,
who cares?
Lisa and her daddy Doc. So Will pops up at the Ezekiel Academy, which is still whatever. I don't know. That don't matter. Zenith, and walks up to the receptionist. This lady, and she said, Jackie left, and I'm like, bro, what did you think she was gonna sit there and wait all night? She got work in the morning. And we run into the one dreadlock guy who has been MIA since last episode. He tells Will, Doc ain't who you think he is. And I was like, girl, what? Why are you here?
Uncle Phil, I have a problem. Doc has been taking bribes or whatever the fuck, and I need your help, man. Predictable city.
But my thing is,
ruined a good episode with that ending, by the way.
What? I ain't gonna say what does it matter. But unless go ahead.
It matters because putting those types of things like point shaving, God.
The credibility of Zenith.
Let me just kind of point shaving in the eyes of competitive sports is probably one of the worst things you could possibly do. So if he's taking bribes or if he's fixing games and he's got these players doing it, that can give them a horrible reputation when it comes to them being drafted or going somewhere as well. Mm-hmm. So it's just frowned upon in the sports world, and it's going to make everybody look bad. So
no, I get that. I guess my issue was I wonder if is it okay? Because I agree with everything you said, but I'm wondering if Homeboy was kicked off the team because he didn't throw a game. Does that
I
sound
think
like
he probably was the one that's gonna tell.
No, I know that. I figured that. But I mean, to get rid of him, is it because he did not like mess up in the game so that
Probably
Doc
so.
can get? Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know, man. This is kind of stupid. Cause like all of
They could have found some other. Doc as a villain, it just ain't working for me.
Mhm.
Him being like the big bad of the season just ain't. I don't get
It's
it. He's not very smart. He doesn't make sound decisions. He's not really manipulating anything. Will's just being very stupid. None of it makes sense.
yeah. I feel like a lot of something should have been taken out in episode 2 and 3 to push a lot of this up. Like, but at this point, like I feel like we should have been either seeing Doc get increasingly evil or seen him more weaving himself into Will's life.
Mm-hmm.
So that we could then, as soon as this revelation was made, look back on all these scenes and be like, oh, they aren't what we thought they were. Because I feel like if you just beat up Doc, that's not funny.
No, you're right.
Doc doesn't feel threatening enough. I think with adding Jackie to him and like being related to him kind of ups the ante, but not in the way they think it does, because he's still not. I don't know. I don't really
We
like.
don't know how he gets his comeuppance at the end of this.
And
Because all it is Will's just gonna lead the team. So it's like I'm pretty sure something in that contract that they might have missed is gonna be like, well, you can't lead the team because you wrote this. I don't know. It doesn't. A lot of it doesn't make sense. I don't like it. I think it's very stupid, and I think but they'll figure a way out of it. But you ever heard the expression "you written yourself into a corner"? How are they gonna figure this shit the fuck out? Because whatever they do is not gonna be impactful enough. Like this season is more, and maybe they meant to do it like this. And I've said this almost every pod, but this season is more about Carlton than anything. His angle has just been, and I know y'all keep saying y'all harp on this all the time, but I'm gonna keep saying it. His angle's the best angle on the show, hands down. Like Carlton's story is his storyline is the real reason why I come back every week, because I want to know what's going to happen with him, and I want to know where this is going. And we've got to the point where his addiction is taking over. This whole thing with Doc, like he's not believable. He's a horrible bad guy. He's not even he's not even a good coach to me.
I truly think that I feel like Doc should not have been evil until the end of this season. We should have, because if you had him and Phil opposing each other, and to the audience it just looked like, oh, Phil just don't like this nigga. He might be a little more hood than what he used to, but he's clearly, and the fact that he hasn't given Will that one-on-one to like really be all up in his shit, to be like, hey, I want what's best for you. I know you got your rich folks, but if you on my team, like he's not giving him any one-on-one hands-on anything that, like showing up at the art thing, Jackie was performing. So like, so what?
I mean, did she perform? Like
she showed up.
She did like 2 steps.
Yeah,
she didn't even dance. She just waved her hands.
She ruffled some feathers. But that's my thing. Like it would have been a little bit more impactful if we had found out as a plot twist that Doc was evil. And if we had made it so that Phil was the bad guy this whole time. Because they already was mad at each other. Just roll with that shit. You see how he doing with Erica. You see how he doing with Derek's memory. Like, just make Phil be the bad guy. And then this the one thing where Phil was not the bad guy. We should listen to you, Phil.
Well, Phil was right the whole time. And we just was like,
Because I feel like even, and this may be a little cheap, but even if Jackie went to Bel-Air Academy, like give us more scenes of them just like all together as kids.
Wouldn't work.
Some kind of way. We need something.
They just should have made it a class thing. And the whole time, Phil would have been like, no, guys like that. And it's like, what do you mean guys like that? Like, well,
I'm
I'm
like
just saying, like, he's we're just from different, like, they should have just played that up a little bit more. And then we come to find out
his mom, because his mama could have been like, look, Phil was there for you, but if this Doc man, if you got a good feeling
you
about
want
it,
him to talk to his mama so
because I'm sick of her not being in this damn show. Where the fuck she
he
at?
works. She has to make ends meet.
No.
She is a working woman.
She could still talk to her son. But yeah, no, I just think Doc being evil should have been a really shocking reveal. Like if you had played him up as the anti-Phil, that would have been a little bit better. And everybody loves him. Everybody at the Zenith Academy loves this nigga. Until they don't. And we never figure it out
until his dad show up with that jacket on.
And cuss him out. Why these kids losing? Dad, I'm trying. You ain't doing shit. We hate Compton. But yeah, that's what he should have did. That's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate, bro.
Yeah, this is not I didn't like the end, but the show otherwise was very good. It was a good episode.
Yeah, because man, Doc could have been a good villain too, bro.
Not with that dude playing him. That dude is terrible. He classy, like I can't think of a classic actor, but he's just like, yeah, we got that motherfucker.
Oh no.
Yes, we won the game.
That's Lisa uncle.
Let's go back to the hood.
Oh no. Nigga at Juilliard.
I don't know how to coach anything.
Yeah, fuck him. So yeah, that dude's gone. So we'll see. Yeah, I am a little excited for next week. I'm like, what are y'all gonna do? But really,
please put Carlton in rehab. Please put Carlton in rehab.
And don't cuss at him because, oh my God, Phil. I was like, bruh, yes, he lied, but like Vivian said, the fact that he felt like he could still come to her. She don't believe him. She's not stupid, but it's better that he come to her with a lie than not coming to them at all and ended up dead somewhere. Like, I don't understand how you can't see that y'all are really the part of the problem. Yeah, he's a teen trying to find his way and he fucking up, but like, Phil, you ain't really been there for him this season. Not for real, like talking about it. Like, you exist in the house, but like you don't never go to work. So what's your excuse for not spending time with him one-on-one? That whole basketball court out there, you could have him out there learning a new sport with you.
You sound like somebody. Wrap it up. This
and
nigga
also,
talking about the basketball court. Wrap it
also,
up.
That's your son. You supposed to be in his life. No, but yeah, no, that's I don't know. I just feel like Phil is a terrible person. Carlton is trying his best. Vivian is the best character on the show. I'm not happy with Hillary. The Billboard shit is cool, but I don't even know what to take from that. Like, where do we go with that shit? Like, I don't know. But that's all I got. What you got, man?
That's it, man. I just ready for next week. Let's see what happens.
Yes. All right. Well, listeners, y'all let us know. With everything we discussed today, do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you feel the same? Do you have any hangups? Or is there anything that we left out that you feel like you should have talked about that white girl having a bow? So let us know. Use the hashtag POFPod. Comment on the comments. Like on the iTunes and all the other good shit. And until next time, y'all stay. Oh, tell us where to find you online.
The pause on your face. If you guys want to catch me, you can catch me on Twitter at ColeJackson12. I am typically I haven't been tweeting as much as I wanted to because Twitter's weird now. Like my timeline is all the way messed up. But if you want to hit me, you can hit me via Twitter at ColeJackson12.
Cool. And you can beat me 911 or call me on my cell phone. I'll call you back to see what you're gonna tell me. Hit me up on Twitter and Instagram, and TikTok too. Carefree Black. I don't know. Find me. It's in the show notes. Click on something down there and find me. Use the hashtag POFPod when you're listening to this podcast or you're watching us live or on the replay. And let us know how you feel about the show. If you agree, disagree, and what do you feel about Lisa's wig and her new baby brother? Until next time, stay carefree, stay nerdy, stay geeky. And if a motherfucker come up in your face, talk about some, hey, Vivian, what's going on? You clock that bitch for all she worth. You tell that motherfucker you ain't gonna get